Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing a speed test of a 7-year-old iPhone compared to the latest Tecno phone in 2024. So this is a Tecno Camon 30 and it has been released in 2024. I'm going to be doing a speed test of it, comparing it to the iPhone X, which was released in 2017. And that makes it 7 years on the market. So I'm going to be comparing these two phones, making a speed test. And first thing we are going to do is turning them on. And Tecno takes the lead here and it shows signs of life. Also the iPhone shows signs of life, which is going to boot faster. And here we are going to be testing the speeds of these two phones, the Tecno Camon 30 and also the iPhone. The iPhone boots faster compared to the Tecno. So the iPhone turns on faster compared to the Tecno Camon 30, though the iPhone was released in 2017 and it takes that. So that's a good sign and a good start. iPhone takes that. We are going to be checking, the refresh rates of these two phones. How do they handle, day-to-day apps? I'm going to be testing few apps, which is I'm going to be testing maybe how, if you open the stock apps, maybe settings, the camera, and see how these two phones perform. And if we open the settings app, they all tend to open in the same mode. They look to be taking the same speeds, but the Tecno looks to be snappy because it has the 120 hertz refresh rate, and the iPhone tends to be a little bit laggy and slow when you're scrolling through feeds. Now let me first turn on the navigation bar for the Tecno to make it even and easy to compare these two phones. And you're going to be surprised with the results. And one of the phones did crash at some point. I don't know what caused this, because I connected them on the same network, which was a little bit slow. Wanted to force them on certain apps. As you see here, if I open the settings apps, they all tend to open the setting app at the same time, and the Tecno here takes a little bit lead because it opens with a few split seconds to spare if you open the settings apps compared to the iPhone, but the speed is that negligible. But the iPhone turn down fast, but the iPhone beats the Tecno if you open the app which is already in the background. As you know, iPhones when you're opening apps, it keeps them in the background and they are ready to open at any point. The Tecno has a 120 hertz refresh rate and it's quite nice. When you're scrolling through apps, it feels snappy, and the iPhone feels a little bit laggy, but there is no much difference. And here I'm opening YouTube. As I told you, here the Tecno took the lead. It opened fast, but when I open YouTube again, they all open at the same time. And if you keen here and you see, also iPhone tries to catch up to the Tecno because the Tecno has a 120 refresh rate, but they all open at the same time. And I'm surprised a 7-year-old phone to be behaving in this manner. So I connected both of these two phones on the same network, which is a little bit slow because I wanted them to struggle with loading certain apps with limited internet. As you see here, I opened TikTok and they both opened it at the same time, but as you see here, they are struggling because the network is quite down, and Tecno played the video first. But this is where iPhone takes the lead. I'm going to show you more as we continue. So here iPhone opened the video first compared to the Tecno. And one thing I'm going to show you, after the iPhone opens the video and I'm comparing to Tecno, the iPhone is able to load more videos because it's like planning ahead of what you might do next compared to the app you're doing. As you know, iPhone apps are made specifically for iPhone and iPhone hardware, because as you see here, Tecno now is struggling to open the TikTok videos and it's delaying even when it opens the videos or when it loads the videos and they start playing and you scroll to the next video. Here the iPhone is very smooth. It loads the video before it's loading more videos down before you even open them. But for Tecno, it is struggling because it's pausing to load more videos as I connected these phones on a slow internet. So as you see here, the iPhone is, you know, taking a lead and it's performing smoother compared to the Tecno, because the Tecno is playing you know, videos in bits. It stops at some time, and then loading other videos, it takes time, though the app opens at the same time. And the way I told you one of the phones did crash, here the Tecno did completely crash and it couldn't open YouTube. I don't know what was taking place, but it couldn't open YouTube at all. You could open the app and it could try to open it, then crash. Try to open it, then crash. As you see here, and YouTube keeps on crashing and closing. So I think here maybe it was trying to update itself, or it was trying to configure some things in the background, and it kept on, you know, stopping YouTube from working. And here where I side with the iPhone tends to open its apps, you know, smoothly. And when I open the camera app, iPhone open the camera app faster compared to the Tecno. For stock apps, the iPhone tends to open a little bit faster compared to the Tecno, but Tecno has that 120 refresh rate, and it helps it in very many different ways. And the iPhone X, which was released 7 years ago, as you see here, it is totally competing with the latest Tecno Camon phone, the Tecno Camon 30. And here I try it again. The Tecno or the iPhone opens the camera app faster compared to the Tecno phone. And I thought there would be a huge difference. The Tecno would be in the lead, but here the iPhone for 7 years ago is kind of taking the lead. So here it will be hard convincing someone who's an iPhone user to get a Tecno in 2024, because Camon series is one of the top flagships for Tecno. From the Phantom you go to the Camon, so they give all they have to this phone. It's like Samsung when it had the Note series and the S series. They could give all they have to the Note and to the S series, and they leave out the S series because they are budget phones. But here the Camon 30 in 2024 tends to be beaten by the iPhone X, which was released 7 years ago. I tried doing, you know, minor tests on these two phones. Some of the features that a person could do, you know, every day, open the camera app, go on YouTube, go on TikTok. That's what I did. And I was testing those few apps because they are one of the common apps used currently in 2024. And when we opened the stock browsers for this phone, as you know, the Tecno Camon 30 uses an Android. Here it tended to be a little bit faster compared to the Safari for iPhone. And you know, Safari, Google has, you know, one of the best search engines, one of the biggest database, and Safari, I think here it was a little slow. And here Tecno did take it when we go to, you know, the browsing mode. But I'm just surprised seeing an old iPhone, you know, competing back to back compared to the Tecno Camon 30, which has been released just a few months in 2024, because it has the latest Android system, which is Android 14. And also I think the problem with or an issue with Tecno phones, they have a lot of bloat software, because it comes with you know, many different apps pre-installed, which take up a huge chunk of its space, and also a huge chunk of its memory. And here when we went back to YouTube, I know Tecno, the other time YouTube was crashing, but when we went back on YouTube, it tended to, you know, perform. But given side by side, it's hard to convince a person who's using an iPhone to switch to Tecno in 2024 with this specific Camon 30. I never did a camera test, but I'm going to be doing a camera test of these two phones. And for the speed test here, you know, iPhone took some of the parts, and also the Tecno took some of the parts. But I was hoping that a 7-year-old iPhone would be, you know, very laggy, and the Tecno would be way ahead because it's a premium, or it's a flagship phone, but you know, an iPhone surprised me here, and it's going to be hard convinced to switch to Tecno, because here, as you see, the performance is back to back compared to the latest flagship in 2024. And here shows iPhone is making you know, good phones that are long lasting. And for example, currently in 2024, it's hard to get a Tecno phone made in 2017. It's very hard, and it won't perform as, you know, the 7-year old iPhone. And this goes to iPhone for making one of the best pieces out there. So on this speed test, I give it to the iPhone personally, because I'm impressed for it holding up for over 7 years and still performing to the fullest. The iPhone doesn't receive any updates at the moment, software updates, because it stopped at iOS 16. And for this speed test, the iPhone did put up a good fight. For over 7 years, this phone still performs to the fullest, and it's a good phone, and it's a budget phone in 2024, because it's a phone which you will get at a price of around $120 or $150 in that price range. So it's a good budget phone in 2024. So the Tecno Camon 30 also is a good phone, but compared to it being a flagship and it being produced after some good years, here I give it to the iPhone. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. See you on the next one.